Hello everyone and welcome to another day of Lucario Crobat. We've been doing pretty alright with this deck in the English videos, not so much in the Spanish videos, but it's really... I don't know, I'm really liking the deck. I wish I had a Focus Sash in it because it would definitely improve the Mega Rayquaza matchup, which I think will be a much more popular deck than it is right now. But we'll see how that goes. Now we're up. I saw Grass, Psychic, Lightning, and Colorless, so we might be up against that Vespiquen Night March deck again. Not entirely sure, but we are going second, so we will get a KO on this combi. And wow, there's Bronzor as well, so it's Vespiquen, Night March, Bronzong. Very interesting here. Very, very interesting. No Pumpkaboo means that my Lucario might survive. My opponent plays a Hex Maniac, so his hand is probably not too great at this point. I will go for a Lucario and I will try to get a KO here. I will start setting up my Zubats as well, which I think is pretty important. If I didn't have the strong energy, I would have definitely gone for a Muscle Band instead of the Level Ball, but since I do have it, no point in not taking advantage of that. And there's the Missile Jab for the KO. Anything on my opponent's team is in range for a KO. He played the Hex Maniac. He might be depending on his top decks here. There's the dreaded Pumpkaboo. But wow, my opponent just passes. He can't even gnaw. So I drew an Ultra Ball here. Is there any way I can get a Lysander for Pumpkaboo? Not a for sure way. So, with that in mind, do I want to set up another Zubat here? I think I do. Yeah, I'm gonna go for another Zubat. Or do I go for Golbat? No, yeah, I'm gonna go for Golbat. And put both damage counters on Bronzor here. Gonna attach the Muscle Band to Lucario. I'm gonna get just one energy and attach it to Golbat, and I'm gonna Sycamore away here. I am able to get another Zubat. I'm going to hold on to my Stadium for now, and I will take a KO with Missile Jab. That's a lot of damage to a 30 HP Pokemon. And I do have the Ultra Ball to get a double KO next turn on that Bronzor if it doesn't evolve, because it does have 50 HP. So I might win the game right away next turn. And I've seen these lists that focus so much on using Hex Maniac every turn that they sacrifice Sycamore and things like that. I'm honestly not that big a fan of that. Plays AC for Pumpkaboo. So I will win the game next turn. All I need to do is get Crobat, put the 3 damage counters on Bronzor, take the KO, and then I can simply Corkscrew Smash for the other KO. Pretty quick victory, not gonna complain. That deck took us down in the last video. I don't remember if it was in Spanish or in English, but I'm glad we evened up the games to 1-1. That's definitely a rough matchup because Lucario is weak to Pumpkaboo. So I'm glad we got that win. And yeah, that's honestly with Lucario, with Hawlucha as attacking options, and Strong Energy and Muscle Band and Fighting Stadium, going second isn't too terrible for us. You almost always want to go first, especially so you can play down Zubats. But going second isn't terrible because it does allow for a lot of offensive options. Now, unfortunately, our hand here is not looking too good, but we did top deck the Ultra Ball, which will allow us to get Shaman. The question here is, yeah, I'm gonna discard Crobat and the Muscle Band, get Shaman, and I'm not gonna play the Sacred Ash just yet. Okay, so our hand is definitely a bit more improved now. We get Lucario. We can actually play a supporter here. I think getting the other Lucario is the right choice. I already have a Hawlucha in my hand. And Professor's Letter is the card of choice here, simply because I want to get energy on my field. Unfortunately, I am stuck into waiting for a Sycamore top deck or an AC top deck to reuse Shaman, which is obviously not exactly the most exciting or the best option. So it's a purely fairy deck. With colorless, I would assume that's the Shaman option. Probably no special energy for my opponent, which will render our enhanced hammers pretty useless. I could also Corina for another Ultra Ball and get the second Shaman in order to draw more cards, and that's what I'm inclined to do. Especially because I can discard this guy and this and get Shaman, but that means we'll only be able to use one Crobat at a time, which is definitely not something you want. My opponent is using a Battle Compressor Engine, and it discards Center Lady, AC, and Ace Trainer. So it's going to be very reliant on Versus Seeker to get his options out. I do top deck the Sycamore though, which is fine by me, since I'll be able to get another Zubat down. And fortunately, I'll only be dealing 30 damage to these Xerneas right now. That's obviously not good at all. But I think playing Corina and getting another Zubat down is the right play here. I'm not gonna get either of these because I will be discarding them with Sycamore. I will, however, get my other Zubat into play. There it is. And I do need to start getting some damage in, so I'll do 30 damage on Xerneas. Not too relevant. Hopefully I don't top deck something too useful. Level Ball means Aromatisse is coming into play right now. And this is the same situation I was explaining earlier. The times I faced Lucario Crobat, my opponents just pile up the damage on one Pokemon and try to get a quick KO that way, which allowed me to AC the damage away. So what I'm going to do is probably focus the Crobat damage onto Aromatisse and do the damage onto Xerneas. That way I put a lot more pressure on my opponent to heal one or the other, but not both. My opponent opts not to attack here though, which I honestly think is a mistake. I think he should have really attacked here. And I top deck Hawlucha. Why? Out of all the cards I can top deck, I always top deck useful cards before I Sycamore. Come on. And I won't even be able to take a KO on this Xerneas. At least he won't be using X-Blast for a KO though. So gonna attach to Lucario here, and I have to Sycamore. Sycamoring away 2 Hawluchas really sucks. Really sucks. Only one Golbat, and Corkscrew Smash will be absolutely useless here. Now let's see. If I go for the muscle band and attach somersault kick, will do 140 damage. So I can take a KO on Xerneas here. So I'll put the damage on Aromatisse. Corkscrew smash for nothing. But if my opponent transfers 4 energy and uses X-Blast, I will be in a pretty good position here. My energy is definitely much less important to have in play than his. Is he going to heal the active Xerneas? I'd love it if he did that. I'm not gonna complain. There's the AC. He might attack with this Xerneas, but I really expect him to X-Blast here. Goes for Shaman. So if he X-Blasts, I'll have the KO, which is amazing. Unless the third muscle band is priced. And my opponent has a Robo-Sub. That's pretty weird. Does he have any sort of hit and run strategy? Is he going to do 100 damage with Xerneas? Or is he going to do 140? No, he goes for the 140 play, as expected, and I top deck the muscle band. Okay. So, at least I get 4 energy off of his field right away. I will be left with pretty much very few resources here. But I can get a Versus Seeker and guarantee an AC for next turn, and I'll be able to play down this Zubat. I should not have gotten Lucario though. That's what happens when you're playing too fast. There's the KO. Pretty glad about that. We get our favorite card, red card. And if he wants to take a KO with Rainbow Spear, that's another energy gone. He needs a muscle band to be able to take a KO with Shaman. I don't think he'll want to risk taking a KO with Aromatisse. So we're in a pretty good position right now. I have no way to KO Aromatisse though, but my opponent might not realize that. And he uses Ace Trainer, which leaves us pretty much stuck here. He will take a KO. I didn't draw any energy. I can't damage Xerneas. I can, however, go for... Oh, wow. He also has Gardevoir EX and presumably Mega Gardevoir. Yeah, so he will take the KO with Shining Wind. I don't think I have enough firepower to take down this Gardevoir. At least I can do damage with Hawlucha. Yeah. Overkills, overKOs Lucario. I will promote Hawlucha for now. And I get a red card. Is it worth playing though? I don't think it is. I think I need to get Shaman here to get unstuck from this position. Yep. I get out of that lock, semi-lock I guess. I will attach an energy here. Now at this point, since Crobat is in the discard pile, I'm gonna save the Golbat drop. Or actually, I could take a KO on Aromatisse by Golbat, Lysander, and using Lucario EX. So that might be the best play here. That might honestly be the best play. But he already has another Spritzy down. So no, never mind. I'm gonna target the energy. That's 100 damage. Red card would have been fantastic in order to prevent him healing this Gardevoir. Yeah, there's the second Aromatisse. He's down to only 1 Versus Seeker though. And there's a supporter, so he won't be healing Gardevoir. And if he decides to retreat and take the KO with Xerneas, we can target the Gardevoir with Lysander. So I'm liking my position. I'm really liking my position here. Fortunately, we will be 10 short of a KO on Xerneas if he decides to attack with that. Because more importantly than KOing Gardevoir is targeting the energy available to my opponent. That's the most important thing for me right now. My opponent is having a hard time thinking things through. And yeah, he has no Fairy Stadium. That's another pretty huge thing. Is he going to try to heal 20 damage? Yep. I still do 100 though. And I save my Lysander. So I'm just gonna attach to Lucario. He might try to Ace Trainer me though. That doesn't really matter. Does it? If he Ace Trainers? Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my Golbat drop just yet. I'm gonna take the KO on this Gardevoir. I get the other Lysander out of the prices, so even more odds for me to win next turn. He might play down another EX Pokemon here. Another Xerneas, another Gardevoir. Yeah, there's a Gardevoir. Still no Fairy Stadium for my opponent though. And he's Sycamores. That means we have the guaranteed win here. With Lysander, the extra damage from Golbat, the extra damage from the strong energy. Right now, Corkscrew Smash is doing 120 damage. Well, because I will play this, minus Shaman's Resistance, that's 100. So I could either attach this or play the Golbats and win. Pretty happy about this. There's the energy, there's the Lysander, there's the Stadium, and that's gonna be a lot of damage to Shaman. And there's the victory. So getting that response KO on Xerneas really set my opponent behind, and the fact that he had trouble finding another Fairy Stadium. So yeah, pretty quick. This deck provides quick videos. It's super aggressive, so either you win pretty fast or you lose pretty fast. The most important thing is to consider where to drop the Crobat damage, but it didn't even come into play really this game besides the Crobat on the Xerneas to get that return KO. That was pretty amazing. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. That'll be all for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for the final 2 games of this deck. Bye bye.